Welcome back, nerds.
Hello. So we talked a lot about Xbox. We got some grievances off our chest.
Yeah.
I did put a compliment in there.
Hmm.
So you're
You did.
welcome.
Who? Me?
Microsoft fanboys,
Microsoft.
not you. I don't give a shit what you think.
It's like, I don't care.
I'm trying to not play favorites here. And it's not because I love Sony as a company. It's not because, even though I do like that they are making, even though the tech isn't the strongest on like a teraflop platform,
Hmm.
they are doing things differently, and I like seeing things done differently unless it's the fucking cell processor. So that's cool. It's always just been like, hey, y'all have got the good games over there. So
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel very strongly about the PlayStation 5 at all.
really,
Yeah. Sorry, my dog's back here, and I don't want to roll over him.
that would be tragic.
Yeah. I don't. I don't feel any way about it.
You're
So it's
numb.
going to be great content.
Yeah, you're just a numb man. You're a numb
Yeah,
man.
I just their launch lineup. I mean, we shat all over Microsoft's launch lineup, and this is better, but not a lot.
There's games in it I'm excited for, which
Like
is what
what?
we're not going to say about Microsoft. Of course, I'm excited for
Fair.
that Demon Souls remake.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm super excited for that. I've always been a From Software fanboy, since Demon Souls.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Even though, Miles Morales can be played on the PS4, I'm excited for that anyway.
Hmm.
I'm After I've seen that one level that everyone's been playing online.
Hmm.
I'm actually excited for that Astrobot game, just because
Yeah.
I know it's going to be like a 5-hour, 3-hour pack in, but on top of like there's so much because it looks like a victory lap / celebration of PlayStation unto itself, because you sorry say you haven't watched anything on the controller, so you probably haven't seen any of the levels, but like
No, I haven't.
you played Astrobot Rescue Mission,
Yeah, love it.
and it's probably still 2018, if not my game of 2018. It's high up there.
Yeah.
But of course, it's just that without the VR.
Hmm.
But like you keep finding these artifacts, and artifacts are like old hardware from PlayStation and things like that.
Oh,
Like
that's fun.
you dig up an iToy and things like that.
That's fun.
The end of the level they've been showing off ends with you inside the XMB of the PlayStation 3. So it's just stuff like that. That's like, oh man, this is definitely going to hit my nostalgia points. Plus, there's Astrobots. Anytime you see what looks like a director and a camera, they're shooting a scene from a previous PlayStation game. So there's like little, the Astrobot robots dressed up like Atreus and Kratos from God of War in a boat, stuff like that. And it looks
fun.
really cute on top of the way that they did the gameplay for Astrobot. Put that into 2D. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
The only thing that makes me sad about the game is I do wish it was a full-length platformer. Like, just go balls out with it, because they know level design. They know how to make a good game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably a great idea to keep it as it is with the pack-in, because that's the game everyone's going to boot up while they're waiting for other games to download or whatnot.
Yeah.
And apparently it really shows off what the new controller can do.
Mm-hmm. I'm cool with that, and that is a cool thing. Like I said, I loved Astrobot Rescue Mission. It's cool. It's not a system seller. I don't think any of these are system sellers, though. Is the thing. Like, the system is selling itself, and I think it'll sell itself just fine. But I don't think anything in this lineup is really making anybody go, got to get it to play that.
It's a stronger launch lineup than PS4 or
That's
PS3.
not saying a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if any PlayStation launch lineup has been good.
Most launch lineups for every console suck.
Most launch lineups are thin, but you do have a lot of good launch lineups with good games in them, even if it's only like these were the only 2 games they released. But like, I think every PlayStation launch in itself has been pretty shit as far as the offering. Granted, like plenty of times they're like within the first 6 months or within the launch window itself, you know, you end up with good stuff. But launch day for I think every PlayStation console has been kind of dog shit.
I would say like there's only been 2 or 3 consoles, period, that haven't had, you know, that didn't come with a killer app at launch. You know what I'm saying? Like Mario 64 launching with Nintendo 64. That was the killer app. But
Yeah, that is the killer app, and that's, I mean, but that's also considered a very thin and strange launch lineup.
Yes.
Like that, Pilot Wings, and maybe one other thing.
Yes. So like there wasn't even a third party there to keep it afloat.
Yeah.
But it had Mario 64.
Yeah.
So it gets a pass.
Yeah.
But no, like on like launch dates, this is how it's always been. And I think a lot of people forget that this is not like weak comparatively. Even what Microsoft's doing, the only thing that they're doing different this time is there isn't a single first party title for their system.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like it would just take one first party, like one Gears or something, to be like, okay, now this is Microsoft launch.
Yeah.
So the only difference is some people are, and when I say some people, mostly you, are shitting on the fact that the exclusive from Sony is a remake, but like it's a badass ground up remake. So
yeah, I'm not shitting on that. I just don't think it's mind blowing. I just don't think it's, and honestly, like that is probably a better thing than a lot of the things that happen in launch lineups. So you know, that is fair. There's, it at least has its following, even if that isn't a niche following of the people that like the original game, because not a lot of people played that original game. But I mean, I guess From Software, you know, the subsequent games probably are going to bring more people back to it. So that's cool for them. That's cool for somebody. I'll give you that one.
But you also have to keep in mind, like whenever I bought my PS4 at launch, I think that was for Battlefield, you know? So it's not like there, what was it? Maybe a Resistance or something that came with it. I didn't give a shit about that. You know, I was like, yeah, all right, let's see. I want to play Battlefield at, you know, higher resolutions and frame rates and such.
Yeah.
So for the early adopters, I want to say that for the most part, we know what we're doing. We know what to expect.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into.
And I understand those who don't want to be an early adopter, by all means. Like, if you're going to hold out until God of War for a PlayStation, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
But me personally, I know exactly what I'm doing, and that's playing the hell out of Demon Souls, playing Miles Morales, playing Astrobot. Might pick up Sackboy, I don't know. But and then after that, I'm probably going to play a lot of Borderlands 3 upgraded version. That's just it, yeah.
I think in my life, I've only early adopted 3 consoles.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, I mean, one of them, all 3 of them were Nintendo. One was the N64. I didn't know I was getting that for that Christmas. That was a total swerve. It was a total surprise. I didn't even ask for it. And the GameCube I did ask for whenever that happened, because Smash Brothers. And the Switch, which is the only thing I like willfully went out. The only launch I've ever willfully went out and spent money on. So when I come at this, I'm coming from the perspective of somebody who just largely does not subscribe to early adopting. I only did it with the Switch because Zelda, and I didn't have a Wii U. Had I deigned to buy the Wii U at any point, I probably wouldn't have early adopted the Switch.
Fair.
But yeah. So
speaking of that launch lineup.
Hmm.
It was trash without Zelda.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I remember how excited you are for what, Snipper Clips?
Oh, Snipper Clips is a great game. But how much attention would I have paid to it if there had been more than 3 other games on the console?
Right.
I don't know.
And I mean, I fully understand what's going to happen with me. There are going to be games from like series and such that I probably would never have bought
Hmm.
if it wasn't for the fact that I just want that fresh PS5 content.
Yeah.
So I'm not laying it down saying I definitely will. I'm probably going to ride through the holidays, see if there's a sale. But new Call of Duty,
Yeah.
because that's going to be 4K 120, I think, and I just want to be able to check that out.
Yeah.
Um,
That could be interesting spec wise. Honestly,
and they
like
always make pretty games, so it's probably going to be one of the prettiest games aside from Demon Souls available for it.
launch windows, I think, are the time when you should be trying to push out your niche weird stuff
Mm-hmm. Oh God,
because
it's the only reason Godfall exists. Like, by all means, I know exactly how that went. Someone came in with that game and like, this is generic bullshit. What the fuck are you bringing? Wait a second. Just make this PS5 exclusive. Put it out launch day. Everyone's going to buy it just so they have something to play.
yeah,
And you
trash.
know what? It might work on me. I'm going to look at the reviews, and if it's above a 6, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, you still trust Gearbox software to.
Well, I mean, it's not the software side that made it. It's their
Oh,
publishing
they just
arm.
publishing it? Who made it?
Yeah. Some company I've never heard of.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited here, and I know a lot of people are. But like, honestly, I wish the PS5. We talked about it in the last segment where we're just like they haven't really made any mistakes. I wish they had made some choices, even if it's not mistakes. I wish there were choices here. Like I think the tech is well put together. I think all of that is great. I think it's going to be a great little piece of hardware. Um, but I don't think it has any identity yet. Um, I don't think that there's any choices being made. This to me is the PS4 again, which business wise probably makes a whole lot of sense. But as far as like piquing my interest, does nothing.
And I honestly, I think that will change. I don't know if it'll pique your interest, but you got to keep in mind, we still don't have a head to head. Like, because of the embargoes, we don't have a head to head on these things yet.
Yeah.
So we are going to have to wait until next week, or some people say Friday, for more embargoes to lift, so we can know what's going on with these. That's the part we've seen. Like, I've watched so many Digital Foundry breakdown videos of load times on Xbox One games on the Series X. I've only watched like Yakuza Like a Dragon as far as gameplay of a Series X title. And you know what? It's Yakuza.
Yeah. It's not really meant to push boundaries.
No.
Which is my whole thing with the Xbox. Is like, even if the Halo was there, it wasn't going to push anything.
Right. And I think that was the most disappointing part, was like, you want it to be the flagship. You want it to say, this is what the system can do.
Yeah.
And what it showed us was this system can play an Xbox One S game.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Fine. Yeah, it's questionable. I mean, at least we know things coming out from Sony, even if they're not coming out right at launch, even if we don't know when they're coming out. Gran Turismo.
God, I need that.
I cannot believe that should be a glorified tech demo. I mean,
I know.
It looks good. It would be such a good way to sell the tech on the thing, and like,
because you've got to keep in mind, like, three of their things, like their, I wouldn't say three biggest things, but three of the things we've heard a lot about that are going to change to them how games feel for us. It's the controller, the SSD, 3D audio.
Yeah.
Because they completely bypassed Atmos. They were like, no, we're going to make our own with the Tempest engine.
Yeah.
So, you know what can show off all three of those? A fucking first party racing
game.
title.
Yep. Could have. Could have. Shit.
Now, I will say that, and we've talked about how neither one's really made any major mistakes, no real big gaffes. And this one doesn't fall under real big gaff, but it is one thing that is a disappointment to me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the handling of VR with the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, they came out and pretty much said that they have no immediate plans for this.
Yeah. And that even though you can use the VR headset on the PlayStation 5, it's only to play PS4 games through backwards compatibility.
And you have to get an adapter if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, which that's fine.
That's
it
fine.
Doesn't have a headset slot like the other one, or a camera slot.
Camera slot, yeah.
And that's fine. But at the same time, you've got two games that are optimized for PS5 that have come out and will come out on PS4 with VR capability.
Mm-hmm.
That would be really rad to be able to do with new hardware, and that's No Man's Sky
mm-hmm.
and Hitman 3.
Yeah,
because I was actually stoked about that Hitman 3 VR content because it's the whole game supposedly in VR.
Yeah.
And I want to strangle motherfuckers in VR.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be cool.
But for them to say, oh, you're going to have to buy the PS4 version and play that through the headset, it's like, no thanks. At this point, what I really want to do is before I trade my PS4 in next week to get my PS5, is like just throw on the headset, do one more round of Astrobot, and then just sell my headset. Like, because they've turned their back on it. Why shouldn't I?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the way they said it, it's obviously something, or they said that it's something that they want to still pursue in the future, but like, I don't know. I don't get it.
I mean, I can understand because I mean, they had a pretty big install base, like bigger than you would expect.
It's a couple million.
VR.
It's like 3 million. Like, that's not huge, but that's not nothing.
And that was the biggest install base for VR.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Period. Mm-hmm.
So to turn your back on that, I can understand if you just don't want to put the R&D to that and you want to put it somewhere else. But at the same time, man, like, it'd be cool if you did.
Yeah. Or at least just like act like it's still part of your whole thing.
Yeah. Don't make it your identity, because we had some E3s where it was your identity, and that's weird. But like, make it your new Vita.
Yeah. Make it a little something. Make it your side hustle. But like, the aesthetics of the thing blend perfectly well with the aesthetics of the PS5.
Like, having seen the way the PS5 was designed, I thought that was intentional.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, this blends with that console body. Mm-hmm. This blends with the controller and the headset.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the same. It's using a lot of the same design language.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing.
Yeah. So I do consider that a small gaffe, but that's only because I'm one of these small percentage that bought into VR.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed the hell out of it. The only reason I don't play it that much now, so maybe that's why they're just like, nobody cares. Yeah,
that is one thing that I do actually very much dislike about Sony, and it's a hard argument to make, because what they're doing is probably the absolute right thing from a business standpoint, but it seems like all of their tech is evaluated from a business standpoint, like solely from a business standpoint. And that's fine to an extent, but that is like, that's not really how tech works. If you want to stay in the business properly, you have to seed things. You have to show that you are, willing to invest in technology. That is a razor's edge to walk, though, because if you're throwing too much money at dumb things, then consumers lose faith in those things,
Right.
and then you just wasted money. But it seems like, with the backwards compatibility out the door, with not with the PS4, they've done great with that, but that's fine. But not caring about anything prior to that, and then throwing out VR almost entirely. It's just like, those are just like hardcore business moves that like, yeah, maybe they probably make sense, but they're kind of a bad look.
And another thing that, like, again, talking about bad moves they've made, PlayStation Now should have been a bigger thing.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
you were pretty much first to the streaming game, and others are trying to play catch up now, but you never pushed past what you
Oh
had
yeah,
when you
no,
came
others,
out.
they're not playing catch up. They've caught up, and
They're
they're
surpassed.
surpassed them. Yeah.
And considering that the big thing was like, you have this library of games. Well, now you've hit us with the PlayStation Now or the PS Plus collection going into the PlayStation 5, where quite honestly, most of the biggest games that you had on PlayStation Now are going there. So why should I care about PlayStation Now? And I guess the short answer is that's the only way I can play PS3 games on the PS5, but
That's an awful answer.
yeah.
I mean, it's going to be the only way you can play anything prior to the PS4 and PS5, right?
Well, I mean, there's only a couple of PS2 games on there. There's not much of anything.
Yeah.
There's no PS1 games. So
Okay.
it's really just the PS3 library.
Yeah.
But by God, just for shits and giggles, I will play the Silent Hill collection on the PS5 through PlayStation Now.
Don't you have PS1 and PS2 games in your catalog as well? Like the games that you own?
Yeah, no, like my personal purchase history is extensive and massive. So if they came out and said, hey, it actually is backwards compatible, but can't read the disc, so we're not calling it backwards compatible, but you can play, the digital versions of shit you own, shit, I would be set.
Yeah.
Absolutely set.
Yeah, but you're losing a good bit just from not.
That's the only reason I keep my PS3 around, is just to play that library.
That's understandable, because whenever you said you were getting rid of your PS4, I was like, aren't you going to lose a bit from that? But if you got the PS3, then...
Right, because everything that I play on the PS4, there's only I looked at the list of games that won't be supported, and it's a very short list. They oversold it whenever they said that 99%, because this is 99.99%.
Yeah.
But the only one I saw that I ever even played was Shadow Complex.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's fine. Not a great loss. That aside, of course, we're losing PT, but that was to be expected.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. I don't know. So where are your hype levels at? That's my big question here, because all facts are all out there and everything, and I don't care about any of this, but I'm going to live vicariously through you.
I'm at a 12.
You're at a 12? 12 out of 10?
Yeah. I am really hyped. And again, I can understand those who aren't. I really can. But for me, big old PlayStation fanboy, you've got not only Demon Souls being a launch title was, my God, that was huge for me, because not to brag on myself, I started that series with Demon Souls just because I was like, you know what, it's from Atlas, and I'm kind of an Atlas fanboy right now, so let's go. So that's where I started, and seeing that and the glory that they're representing it with, and all that, that's huge. So that's going to be the game I deep dive into at launch. Also, being able to see just kind of what they've done with the ray tracing on Spider-Man, being able to go through that and say, okay, this is what the new tech can do.
Yeah,
is going to be pretty awesome. So I'm really stoked for that. Like I said, I'm stoked for that Astrobot game, just because I even had, some little nostalgic pings and all that whenever I was watching the different stuff they're pulling out and everything. And when you find the Blu-ray disc, they made a reference to the movie Perfect Blue, which was an anime that you couldn't even get on Blu-ray until half a year ago. So I was
Yeah.
like, the fuck? All right, this is made for me. um, so, just stuff like that. And then I need something to brighten me up this year.
Yeah. I feel that.
Plus, I'm excited to see what their new throughput and SSD can really do. Like, even though, yes, I could watch videos after launch and get that curiosity out of my system, just, as a fanboy, I want to be able to have that experience.
Have the
hands-on.
experience. Yeah. It's certainly different to actually be messing with something as opposed to watching the video on it.
Like, as much as I hate to say it, I'm kind of sad that we're recording today, even though it had to be done for some very obvious reasons. But if we had recorded tomorrow, I'd be sitting here wearing my Pulse 3D headset that I'm able to get before I get my console. Because I was like, even though I'm pretty sure I can do the 3D audio with this headset, or even my Platinum headset that I bought for my PS4 that's just sitting there collecting dust right now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, if this is the one that's made specifically for that 3D audio, this is the one I want to get just so I can experience that.
Yeah.
So the hype is there. I'm excited. I don't know. The only things that have dampened it a little bit, or I thought that I would have that first week to go through and do my Demon Souls and my Spider-Mans, and then I could jump, the week later into some Cyberpunk, but I guess I'm gonna wait 3 more weeks for that.
Yeah, we got that Cyberpunk delay.
And I'm okay with it. Just push it back. Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
At this point, like, the only thing that sucks is part of me is thinking, man, maybe I should just wait until like the PS5 version comes out, because they're releasing a PS5 version, but not the PS5 version.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're gonna optimize it more later. Yes. Yeah, that's all. Like, at least the next couple months, finishing out this terrible year, this dirge of a year, will be bright for Gerald James.
Right, and I need that because otherwise, who knows where I would be?
Probably right here.
Probably, yeah.
On Mushbrains
or living in
Media.
a dumpster. Just like, fuck it, life is meaningless. I'm going to persist off the scraps that they throw into this dumpster behind the Panera Bread, and that's it.
Until he's living with a dumpster, you can find Gerald James right here on Mushbrains Media every week.
What? No. We're weekly now?
Once a week.
Damn.
Whatever we can.
Once a cycle.
Once a cycle.
Once a fiscal quarter.
Yeah, I'm excited that you're excited. And I'm happy for you, Gerald James.
I would love to be one of those people. It's like, oh, I'm going to do an unboxing and everything, but you know what? By the time I get mine, you've watched 30 of them. So what's the point? Like, it would be the unboxing for our fans.
Yeah.
And not even like all 60 subscribers, because only 12 of you.
61 of them.
Oh shit. Because only 12 of y'all would watch something that I put a lot of effort into. Check out my Fall Guys Let's Play.
Yeah, Fall Guys Let's Play. It's good. It's good. And
it's a reason why swag is dead.
It's not dead. Don't let it die, Gerald James. You got to keep trying.
I'm a millennial. I give up after one failure.
But you should do, maybe not an unboxing necessarily. I mean, you can do the unboxing, but don't.
No, I want to throw together some gameplay of what excites me about it.
Yeah, do a whole Gerald James with the PS5.
Like, I don't have a capture card to really do it justice as far as, like, 4K and all that crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still gonna play a lot of it and get some footage and throw it up.
Yeah, you don't have to do a whole technical breakdown. We're not Digital Foundry. Just be like, this is how I feel. Get some shots of yourself too with the stuff. In your whole little setup here, and just be like, this is me and this is my day.
What I would probably end up doing is just kind of like what I did in the same vein of swag, where it's just going to be, an hour of me bouncing between games. So it'll have the UI, it'll show, loading in and everything like that. And then, I can just, kind kind of experience it. It's not gonna be my
Yeah.
first time on camera because that's private. But yeah.
Yeah. You know, cut to yourself in the position you're in now. You know, host the thing, make it welcoming and wonderful for everybody.
If I was making it welcoming, we wouldn't call people nerds all the time.
We say it affectionately.
I know, because we love you, nerds.
We do love you, nerds. Every 61 of you.
I like to imagine, you know, in the future when we're over, you know, a decent amount of subscribers. I'm not going to put a number on it because I don't want to define success. Someone's going to go back and watch our beginnings and be like, man, they did this for a year with only 60 subscribers.
In fairness, we haven't like hardcore drilled down on it for a year with only 60 subscribers.
It's a hobby.
If we were hardcore drilling down on it, we might actually have more.
Probably be up to 75 by now.
Yeah, all 75 of them. That's our goal, 75 by the end of the year.
Well, see, I tried making that you know, what everyone wanted. They wanted a let's play. They wanted to see the fresh game, the big stream game of the time, and I tried that, and no one cared.
I cared, Gerald James.
I appreciate that. Pig heart.
So we will definitely be back here next week. Gerald will do something for the PS5 on his own there, and we'll also at the end of the week regroup in a conversation like this and have the talk.
Hopefully America's still here.
Yeah, we'll see. Rioting, looting, you know, streets on fire.
Yeah.
But we'll be here playing games.
Background might have changed, but you'll see the back of a Panera Bread. Just me over here, my Pulse headset on to drown everything out.
Wonderful. You're leeching off their Wi-Fi and eating out of their dumpster. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Well, we will catch you in the next one.
Thanks, guys. By the way, just subscribe. You might have watched us just because you're like, oh, you show up sometimes. Please subscribe. Please.
Yeah,
fucking
subscribe.
Please subscribe.
The more subscribers we get, the more we want to do this.
I know that begging sounds pathetic. I'm fucking begging you.
I'm not begging you.
He's got pride. I don't. Fucking
I don't have pride. I have other things to live for, but like and subscribe.
Oh, look at me. I've got things to live for. Oh, Jesus.
We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.